may not have looked that dangerous to you, sir, but you should have seen it from my point of view. It's a lot scarier. Now, lords and ladies, I know some of you lay awake at night, wonder to yourselves, how do I put myself through a fairy catcher? I know. Well, I, Crazy Boy Coy, will give you a live demonstration and step-by-step directions, so you too can go home and try this. Yeah? Step 1, buy a fairy catcher. It helps. Yeah, I know. Step 2, remove the strings. Oh, excuse me. That yogurt I had for breakfast. All right. Step 3, where it starts to get fun. The elbows, one elbow at a time. A quick impression for the children in the audience. A Tyrannosaurus Rex. A quick impression for the adults in the audience. A Tyrannosaurus Rex with a large collection of expensive shoes. Rawr. You weren't laughing, young? It's a gay never mind. It's over his head. Step 4. Your head. Speaking of heads, not very squishy, your head. Neither is the fairy catcher. It's also oblong, so you have to turn your head to the side. Remember to take your hat off, and be very careful of your earrings. Some of you may notice the earrings. They're real, by the way. They're real. My earlobes are 1.5 inches in diameter. And check it out, people. This is the best part. They're squishy. I know. I do that on the bus. People leave me alone. It's true. Step 4. Your head. Yeah. Hi. Keep in mind, people, this is my job. I know. Step 5, what I like to call spirit fingers. Step 5, the shoulders, where it starts to get painful. We're going to do one shoulder at a time, starting with the left shoulder, people. My left, not yours. It's this one over here. The left shoulder slides up and through the 12.5-inch catcher. Like so. And 2 people care. Step 6, the right shoulder. And I know what you're thinking right about now. You're thinking to yourselves, that is one sexy juggler. You're thinking the right shoulder looks quite a bit more difficult. It is. It's also quite a bit more painful. So, when I get it through the catcher, I expect quite a bit more applause. It's not a joke. Step 6, the right shoulder. In 3, 2, 1. People, your line was go. 2 lines in my show. Try to keep up. Let's try it again. The right shoulder. In 3, 2, 1. Go! It's a boy! Thank you. A lady one time yelled out, "How can you tell?" The mean lady, mean. Step 7, moving right along. The chest. It's a little tight. Thank you for noticing. It's at this point in the stunt, I'm glad I'm not pierced. Anymore. Don't look at me like that, ma'am. You're not my mother. It's also this point in the stunt, I'm glad I'm not a woman. Anymore. Not a true story, relax. Not a true story. Step 7 comes in 2 parts. Ouchie number 1 and ouchie number 2. I'm gonna start with the left one. It's a little bit larger. Am I right, ladies? That one takes a second to sink in. All right. Marinate in that for a minute. There we go. 1 and 2. And gentlemen, suck in the beer gut. I know. Thank you for applauding my weirdness. I appreciate that. Step number 8, the hips. I got to this point one time. A little girl in the audience stood up and yelled out, "This should be the easy part." Mean little girl. Step 8, relatively easy, getting it off the hips, but the hard part about this is turning. See, I have to turn sideways on the board, 90 degrees. My feet have to go 90 degrees to the left. There are 2 ways I can do this, and I'm not even going to ask. We'll do it my way. Here we go. Turning left on the board. In 3, 2, 1. Go! Shut up. How would you do it? I'm kidding, I'll do it. We'll start facing this way. Yeah. And turn left on the board. In 3, 2, 1. Go! Yeah. It's a lot harder than it looks, people. Step number 8, the hips. I call this part of the show party rockin'. Wiggle, 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 yeah. That was dumb, I'm sorry. Apologize. Step number 8, though, as the child pointed out, relatively easy. However, step number 9, the feet. Relatively difficult. I have to do 1 foot at a time, which means I have to balance on the board on 1 foot. Take the catcher off the left and balance on the left. Take the catcher off the right. I ask that you hold your applause until I hold the racket above my head, as this requires my full concentration. If I'm still balanced on the board, please feel free to make a lot of noise. If I'm lying in a pool of blood, please feel free to yell medic. Serious. Here we go. 1 foot at a time. After this, lords and ladies, my grand finale. A little bit more juggling with some fire involved. But first, 1 foot at a time. Hold on. Wait for it. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Okay, so I have to do the other foot. Thank